Y'all, so welcome to Dirty Laundry. We're here from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. tonight. Make sure you stay logged on. Well, I guess this is not radio, because, you know, I'm used to doing internet
log on to whatever you need to do.
Log on to the TV show. I'm Pumpkin, and of course, this handy dandy guy next to me is KenBarbie. And tonight, what are we talking about tonight?
Tonight, we're talking about how do you know it's time to walk away from a relationship?
I got a lot of reasons.
So a few weeks ago, we did an episode about breakups to makeups. And a question that Pumpkin and I had between ourselves afterwards was, well, when do you know that it's time to stop making up? So we thought that it would be a great topic and it would really help you guys because, I mean, we're here to help at the end of the day. So we want to get into how you know and when it's time to walk away from a relationship finally.
And feel free to call us anytime, you know, during the show, 804-915-5202. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram to leave comments. We're using the hashtag Time to Go.
Time to Go. So
hashtag Time to Go tonight. You can also use the hashtag on Facebook. And my Instagram is the makings of P because I have makings. And
what is a making, Pumpkin? Please clarify that for the viewers.
You have makings.
What are the makings?
Let me tell y'all. I gotta explain this for TV. When you have makings, it's a lot of things that go on in your life. And you just make them happen. So when you make it happen, then you can call yourself the makings of. But until then, don't spell my name. So the makings of P belongs to me.
So I have makings.
No.
The makings of Ken.
I don't care about that. You got your own name. You have your own name.
Tomorrow I just might be the makings of Ken.
No,
I might
not
be.
Fair. No.
You can be official Pumpkin.
I have makings. Okay, guys. Follow me on Instagram, the makings of P. Also follow Celeb Jules, and you'll see all my makings.
You guys can follow me and my makings at official KenBarbie. On Instagram and on Twitter, it's KenBarbie. That's ITS KenBarbie. Tonight, my top 10 is going to be the top 10 signs that is, well, the top 10 steps, to finally leave a relationship. So, I'm here to help you guys get through this. Sometimes you just have to walk away, and I know it's hard, so we're going to talk about what you need to do to get out of the situation. You ready, P?
I mean, I am. What do we have in entertainment tonight? The Dirty.
The Dirty is our news and entertainment discussion taken directly from iskenbarbie.com, which is your #1 source in news and entertainment. So to kick things off, one of the biggest stories that's been going around all week, I'm not sure if you've seen it, what was once considered the sole magazine for high fashion models, Vogue, this month it features Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, much to the dismay of most of the fashion world. Kim has actually been trying to make this happen for quite some time. Kanye has actually been protesting Vogue's editor, Anna Wintour, to have Kim featured in the magazine, and apparently it's finally happened, and the two are in the magazine, complete with their baby Northwest. Now, Kim actually tweeted how she was pretty happy and elated to finally be on the cover of Vogue. However, this followed a ton of celebrity tweets, in addition, general media tweets just stating how people were thinking about canceling subscriptions to the magazine. They were wondering why Kim would ever be on it. And it's just like, let her live.
Why was it such a big issue, though? Like, that's what I didn't get.
I don't understand it myself.
The big thing about, what I'm guessing is it's more of they're not married yet.
I don't think that has anything to do. You know, it's a lot of issues with Kim and how she's portrayed as a celebrity. You know, they wouldn't let her get her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame because she's considered a reality star. They don't want her on the cover of Vogue now, I guess, because she's not a model. One of the most outspoken people who said something about the magazine was Naomi Campbell.
Okay.
She actually stated, I don't want to comment too much because I am a fashion model and I've been working for 28 years. When you get a Vogue cover, it's supposed to help you build your career and be a stepping stone to achieve that. And you know, I'm just a fashion model, but that's all I'm going to say. I feel like Naomi was throwing a little bit of shade, but she doesn't want to mess up her future Vogue cover, so she probably kept it a little bit cute. But I mean, just let her live.
No, I guess for the models, it means a lot because they work hard to get to that level.
And Kim hasn't?
She's not a model. It's all they're getting at. What they're getting at is she's not a model. Like, they put in a lot of work as models to get to certain levels. You know what I'm saying? That's just like somebody coming out in 1 year and just walking across the stage getting an Oscar or a Grammy or coming out in a couple of months. I guess that's how they feel.
Well, I think that Kim has definitely built her brand, and she's earned her cover and her right to be on it. And I think a lot of people just get so upset, I guess, because of the whole sex tape scandal, and Kim is considered a hoe and so forth.
Like, I had a little sex.
Right, you had a couple guys too. You had a couple boyfriends. Like, let this lady live.
We just didn't tape it.
I mean, some of us may have. But no, I just feel like a lot of people are upset because Kim got her start laying on her back, and now she's on the cover of Vogue, and you're still laying on your back and can barely pay your phone bill. But, I mean, that's not her fault. Let her live, and I think Kim's great. What do you think?
I don't have much to say about that. Like, she's just, it is what it is. I didn't understand the big fuss about
Right, it wasn't a big deal. Just let it go.
It could be the Oreo cookie.
You really think we're still in that type of day and age?
It could be a racial thing. It could have a lot to do with race. And
I didn't even think about that.
People really might have a big issue with that alone without saying it. They might just be pointing out the fact that it's Kim, or why is Kanye and Kim on it. You know, it could be that, but it could be a racial thing. It's Vogue.
All right, moving on to someone else who apparently the public can't let live. Michael Vick. He's just signed a 1-year, $5 million contract with the New York Jets. It seems that dog lover fans aren't too happy. For those of you unfamiliar, let me catch you up to speed. Vick served almost 2 years in prison for his involvement in an interstate dogfighting ring. So, fans of the Jets have begun to boycott the team and Michael Vick with a Facebook page that now has over 9,000 followers. To me, I feel like people make mistakes, and was he not supposed to continue his career? Like, help me to understand what should have happened.
When you make a mistake, Ken, you make a mistake and you can't never move on. Because guess what? People don't change. There's no such thing as change. I mean, really.
Right, it's like, what do y'all want him to...
no sense. I mean, people have murdered people and y'all have accepted it.
Hello?
Like, it's dogs.
I mean, let's not do that, because, I don't
want to pee to people coming after me after this. But it's just a dog.
Alright, we love the animals too, and I completely get it. But let this guy move on and make his money and support his family. At the end of the day, we all have to make a living. We all make mistakes. So just let him move faster and do what he has to do.
No, of course not.
And you know what's going to be funny? When the Jets start winning and he's doing well for them, then everything's going to turn and everybody's going to forget about everything.
Well, I wouldn't say all that, because he didn't do much for Philly last year.
Well, you know, I don't...
Go Cowboys!
I'm not but so fluent in football news.
I know.
So, I
am. That's why he's not on the Eagles anymore. He didn't do too well.
Well, shout out to Mike Vick. Hopefully the public soon lets him move on and he can play the game without all the extraness behind it. Moving forward. So tonight in Celebrity Beefs, that's probably going to have zero impact on your night, we have Trey Songz and August Alsina, who are at odds with each other. That doesn't even sound right. Like, it's whatever. But anyway, August Alsina spoke out saying, I don't really mess with Trey right now. We don't get along. We're not on the same page. And he just did some other things that I don't rock with. After being pressed about what those quote-unquote other things were, he stated we were supposed to have a show together and it just went left because I can't deal with his ego or his attitude. I'm just real and coming through and I'm just not rocking with that. I guess from what it sounds like, you know, Trey Songz and August did the I Love This remix together. He probably expected for it to be a little bit more camaraderie between the two after that. And it was a good song, but I guess he feels like Trey Songz has an ego because he pulled out of the shows and so forth. August was actually in our home city last week, where he actually taunted Trey by tweeting, I'm in your home state, come see me. What?
So, you come to our city and have a nerve to start beef.
Right, and you know what? I feel like he only did it because if you look around, look on the net, check KenBarbie.com. Trey Songz has not said anything. He hasn't responded whatsoever.
It's so imaginary beef.
Right, a one-sided beef. We see those all the time.
Yes.
But I think that August is just trying to get his name out there, promote this debut album that's about to come out.
Why not?
I get it, but why are R&B singers beefing? Why?
I thought he was a rapper.
He's not. Like, what are you gonna do? What exactly are you doing beefing? It's kind of like Drake beefing with anybody.
Singing diss tracks.
It happens. We've heard a few. So shout out to them, I guess. And our last story of the night. Apparently the senior citizens are losing their mind and they're ready to go to jail. The star of the television show Judge Joe Brown has been arrested and charged with 5 counts of contempt in court in Memphis, Tennessee. Apparently the 66-year-old Brown caused quite an outburst Monday in a child support hearing. He was supposed to be representing a woman who had her child support case, and when the judge stated that he couldn't move on with the case that day, Brown proceeded to yell and challenge the judge's responses in front of the court, to which he was in charge in contempt. Sir, first of all, you are a judge.
A reality TV show judge. They pretty much down-talked him today. Like he wasn't even a real judge. They said, they put that in one of the tabloids that I saw. It was like, Judge Joe Brown got reprimanded by a real judge. What does that mean?
Shade.
Yeah, like what does that mean?
I assume that they are real judges.
I thought they all were. I mean,
hey.
Call me.
Apparently he's at least a lawyer.
Yeah. Did Judge Mathis really do everything that he did to become a judge? Like, you're starting to make me question this now.
Right, you know he gives that long monologue before the show starts.
Yeah, like, I used to sell rocks and I got locked up, but now I'm a judge. And you can be one too.
But check out the mugshot and tell me, does he not look like Elmo? Like, just look at it.
Which one?
Judge Joe Brown.
I didn't see the mugshot.
Check it out. It's KenBarbie.com. I also posted on my Instagram after the show, so you guys can see that side-by-side comparison. And lastly, another elderly woman is on her way to prison. 56-year-old Anita Baker is now a wanted woman. An arrest warrant was put out for the Giving You the Best That I Got singer after she failed to show up for a court hearing in Detroit regarding her current legal battle with the paint and decorating company. To make a long story short, the company is suing Anita for work they did in her home, saying that she's yet to pay. So being that she didn't show up for court, she now has that warrant out for her. Anita Baker is a little bit too old, 56 to be exact, to be running from the popo. So I'm going to just need her to pay the people, work out a payment arrangement, do something, because we don't want to see you behind bars, ma'am. But that's it for the Dirty tonight. Make sure
you forgot Lauryn Hill.
That wasn't a part of it, but I can add it in.
Let's talk about that. No, we gotta talk about
Lauryn Hill. We got a special request?
Yeah, because, I got to beefing with somebody about Lauryn Hill.
Wait a minute.
Now, did you know that the baby was supposed to be Wyclef's?
I've heard that.
I did not know that. So, at the barbershop, because I stop by barbershops when I take my replica stuff.
You really want to push the fact that some of this stuff is replica, huh?
My bad. But anyway, so while I'm slinging phone cases at the barbershop, I talked to him and he told me that he was like, do you know the real reason why the Fugees broke up? I was like, no.
Yeah, that's been a rumor for years.
It was supposed to be his baby. They was messing with each other. And they actually went to court and got DNA. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. But this is what he told me. He said they went to court, they got DNA, and that Wyclef found out he wasn't a dad, and that's how everything really ended, like with them and everything. She couldn't deal with it. So she don't even know who her baby daddy is.
Well, so the story regarding Lauryn Hill currently is that the IRS is back on her case again. She actually just served almost 6 months for tax evasion. Now she has 7 separate liens that have a grand total of over $800,000. So I'm just hoping that Lauryn gets out of the tax struggles. I'm not sure what caused it or why she can't afford to pay the IRS. I'm assuming it's because she decided to fall back and take care of her children rather than doing anything with her career.
How many she got, Ken?
A lot.
What are you thinking?
I can't give you the exact number right now.
Are you serious?
But Lauryn has quite a few children, yes.
Who's your baby daddy? You know any of them?
Man's name?
That's only one guy now?
No, it's... Moving on. Wishing Lauren the best of luck. I would personally love
I hope she really get it, because she blamed it on the racial thing, though.
She did. She decided to say
that the IRS after her because she's black, you know.
Right. I mean,
I don't think that's why, Lauren. I think you really need to take care of your taxes.
Contrary to popular belief, I'm black and I still have to pay my taxes.
I'm black, and I pay my taxes. So that happens.
Right. So, I mean, I'd love to hear another miseducation. So maybe we can get that and that can pay off.
Get that, but the baby situation messed up everything. She was really on her way. Like, that was she was supposed to be the next big thing.
She was for quite some time, actually.
That thing could blow. Now, is she still blowing?
The last bit of music that I heard from Lauren, which it came out last year, I forget the name. It definitely wasn't what it once was. I'm hoping it could get better, but let's wait and see. Because I'm pretty sure she's going to have to pay these bills pretty soon, so we're going to hear something.
I mean, I feel like she can do some type of campaign.
A campaign,
like
a tour, a Fuji's reunion, something.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because Wyclef left the group because of her. This is what I heard at the barbershop.
All fences can be mended, Pumpkin. Alright, so that's it for the Dirty for the night. Once again, check out all those stories at iskenbarbie.com, your number one source for news and entertainment. Are you ready to get into this top 10 piece?
I am. After I do a little shameless promo.
Go ahead.
So, guys, y'all make sure y'all check out celebritystatusjewels.com, where you can find nice earrings like this. Ken, why don't you show them your watch? Beauty. It's her name.
Pink.
He has a pink watch. And you didn't wear nothing else of mine. The bracelet?
Oh, that's juicy.
That was shade.
No, but it's okay because I'm sure that you can get that too.
He got money.
Pumpkin can get everything, so I'm sure she can get that too.
I can find everything. But don't tell nobody. But definitely check out the Celebrity Status Jewels website. And also, I know tomorrow night I'll be at Canal Club. Y'all come through Canal Club if y'all are in the area. And come check me out. I have some jewels. That'll be at 7:30 tomorrow. If you're in Richmond, Virginia area. For everybody everywhere else, log on the website. Maybe Ken will come with me. You know, he doesn't like to be seen in public.
That is so not true. I may decide to make a little special appearance, but we'll see what happens.
It has to be a special appearance.
I mean, it's supposed to be an event when you step out.
Oh, God. Well, it is. I'm going to have a whole table of stuff.
But you know, I have some work to do tomorrow that we'll actually talk about a little bit later, so we'll see if I can.
can't talk about it.
We'll talk about it later, tonight, before we end.
Alright.
Alright, so tonight's top 10. Again, it's the top 10 steps to finally leave him and or her. So, we're here to help. We know breaking up is never easy. It's never easy to walk away from a relationship, especially in this case we're talking about where it's a bad relationship. You don't really want to face the facts and let it go. I'm going to go ahead and be really honest and say that a lot of this top 10 actually comes from my personal experience. So it's going to get pretty interesting, and I'll actually guide you guys through it as far as what I did, what you can do, and how you can finally leave a toxic situation. You ready, Pete?
Let's go.
All right. So number 10. And again, these are the top 10 steps of leaving and getting out of a bad relationship situation. So, number 10 is stop making excuses. So, this may be the hardest one to do, but it's one of the most important and one of the ones that you should go for directly out of the gate. So, by now you've probably been told by quite a few different people, like friends and family, that your partner isn't any good. You've probably cursed every single one of them out and argued them down about the situation. But, before you do that next time and get ready to defend your partner, just don't. Think about how you would feel if someone was telling you these same stories about their partner. Would you tell your friend to stay in a situation, or would you tell them, oh no, leave them, girl, don't deal with that? Because if that's the situation, then you just might want to take your own advice and take a look at it from the outside looking in and move on, or get ready to move on. Mm-hmm. Oh, you agree with me. Straight out the gate. For once, Pumpkin agrees with me.
I do.
I'm shocked.
I agree.
But you do realize that it's difficult for a lot of people to finally stop making excuses, and
it is.
Yeah.
Because you get comfortable.
I don't even think it's that. I think people will put up with a lot of things to be comfortable is the problem. Or to pretend or feel like they're comfortable. So, yeah, just imagine it as somebody else's truth if you have to. And get yourself out of the situation by viewing it for exactly what it is. Don't say, oh, he hit me because he loved me. Don't
He
do
might
that.
have. It was true love.
He felt like he needed to scratch my itch, so he just slapped it. Like, no, don't make excuses.
Abuse is not cool, so no.
All right, so number 9. Remember who you once were. I think women are more likely than men to make changes during a relationship. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's quite easy to forget when you were once an independent person, or maybe even people who you no longer can be around or talk to because they don't like them and things like that. So you might want to take a step.
What?
Oh, I thought you had something to say there.
Oh, no, I'm just waiting. I'm going to let you finish.
Thought you was ready to pop off real quick.
I'm going to let you finish.
But you might want to take a step and think about those things that have changed and think about why. Remember when you were at a happier time, because a lot of times when you've changed, especially to benefit a bad relationship, it was positive then. It's not as positive as it was now.
But we tend to do that, and what the problem is we try our hardest and we change everything, and then that person is not even willing to meet you halfway with it. Think about it. Think about how you make all these different changes, and you put in years changing it around or whatever you do, and they're still not willing to meet you halfway. You might want to just let that go.
Right.
Because it's just not going to work.
I think it's definitely a situation where you probably want to, like we mentioned, those people who you don't really hang around anymore because of your relationship.
Exactly. You stop doing things that you love or
Yeah.
whatever for the relationship. But that's natural. You're supposed to do certain things for your relationship.
But in this situation where we're talking about a relationship that's bad or toxic, so to speak, you're changing things just to satisfy that person, and all the time it's things that's not even anything wrong.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I understand.
So yeah, hang out with those friends that you stopped, or start getting back into those interests that you had, because somebody who keeps themselves busy is actually the quickest to get out of a situation or get over
and
something.
it's easier to move on.
Right, exactly. Now, speaking of those friends who you no longer hang around, that actually takes us directly into number 8. I feel like you're going to like this number. Because I usually don't advise things like this. You'll see. So number 8 is take inventory of your friend zone. What I mean by that is I personally consider myself a pretty confident person. I guess that's evident. However, along the way, after a few failed relationships, even myself, I have lost a lot of confidence that there is a perfect person out there getting over certain situations. So you want to start to think about those people who you turned down as you were getting into these bad relationships, or those people who you will run to every time something is wrong to explain to them about what's happened or cry on their shoulder, so to speak. So those people are generally really good people that you turned away just because you were blinded by what's bad for you. So it's good to get to know those people, check your list of who you check, and maybe even reconnect with them.
But those people might not be available anymore to you.
That's very true. And that's
these people you turned down and went the other direction on. Now you need me, friend?
I mean, if that's the case, you're just going to have to take the L. But,
yeah, right.
But, I mean, that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. But this is why I explain to people to keep some friends around. Like, don't cut off all your friends, regardless of what type of relationship you may have. You had friends before you got in that relationship. And if you got true friends, I don't feel like you should cut your friends off for a relationship. Now, you can stop doing certain things that you normally do. Say, for instance, you're a female and you got a bunch of male friends. Maybe you cut back on going out with them. Maybe you cut back on talking to them all hours of the day like you normally would, out of respect for your relationship. But you don't completely cut people off. Like, I just don't agree with it.
Well, I think it's all about intention. You know, I'm a big person about, I don't believe in talking to more than one person at a time. But if the intention is really, I'm not looking at you in that way and you're not either, and we're really just friends, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And that's probably where you would get this person that's stuck in the friend zone, because you've set the standards that this is not going anywhere else and you're respecting my relationship. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to go jump into these people's arms just because you're single now and trying to get over someone, because that's the last thing you want to do. But just being in company of good people, whether that's friends or even family, that's going to remind you that people of a higher standard do exist. So it's good to indulge in your friend zone a little bit.
Yep. Indulge. Jumping in. Go swimming. What? I'm not giving them advice.
Take not into the advice. Do not get led astray. Number 7, and again, these are the top 10 steps to finally leave him or her. Make a list of the pros and cons. So, this is going to sound really cliche, but in Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married, Janet Jackson's character dropped some good advice, I feel, when she told her girlfriends to write a list of reasons to stay and reasons to leave.
Oh,
the good and the bad. What?
The list. My list would be loaded down with negative, nasty.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. Don't get me started.
Are we getting personal?
I'm just saying.
But no, I actually took that advice myself. And
you tried that before?
I did, recently. And
it works, right?
Yes,
because if it's all negative, there's nothing, no happy moments here. Like,
right. You know, by the time I was done, I had a page full of negatives.
Yeah.
And not even a half a page of what was positive and what was keeping me in this situation.
Yeah. What made you happy about this relationship? Like, what is being done and what's not being done?
Exactly.
My list would be that. My list would be, you know, I've been asked to do these certain changes or to make it work, and I've asked him to do this. So as you checking off, it's like, dang, I done did everything he wanted me to do, but he ain't did nothing I asked him to do.
And that's a really good point. You might want to have your partner even make a list of what they feel you're doing. Do it together, because that's really going to show you who's doing what in the relationship and who's putting in the right effort. So I like that.
Yeah, I made that up myself. You talking about Janet Jackson.
You can learn a lot of things from Miss Jackson, from the velvet rope on down. So don't do that.
You would know. I think you hit that.
Moving on. Number 6. Set new standards for your relationships going forward. So, choose behaviors that hurt you in the past and begin each sentence with, I will not go out with someone who ... So, I mean, you could actually use that list we just talked about to base this off of. So, I mean, it can be various different things, whether it's he doesn't do what he says he will, or I won't be with someone who makes me feel stupid, someone who has a small penis, someone who has a funky cooch. Like, it can be various different things, but it's just about informing yourself of what you're not willing to deal with in your relationships going forward to make sure it's right going forward.
So, Ken, do you advise me take my little list on my first date?
What?
Like, really? Do you brush your teeth when you wake up in the morning, or do you wait till you get ready to go down for breakfast?
Well,
don't like that. So, do you take your shower in the morning or at night?
So you're gonna quiz
Take 2 a day? Like, I mean, you telling me take my list of certain things I might not like, Ken.
Don't take me but so literal. Okay. So, I mean, I do believe that you should set the standards for what you believe in early in order to make sure it's right going forward. But you don't have to do that in front of the person. It's kind of like just taking mental notes. Like,
nah, ain't no mental.
Okay,
I need you to speak it, baby.
So one of my examples is that I'm not, this person wouldn't be willing to deal with the funky cooch. So if we're sitting at dinner.
Nobody said, baby. Nobody deals with no funky coochie. No.
This is an example.
That's not okay. You should be smelling that at dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
So if we're sitting at dinner and I give a whiff of, fuck. And I get a whiff, I'm taking a mental notice. This is not something that I can do. Like, no. But so don't take the list in front of me and think, look at his shoes. Nope. Don't like that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you do that. As a woman, we always look at the shoes first. I mean, it's just a habit.
I get that,
but nothing matters. Like, we're looking down at the feet. And if it look like Payless,
Whoa.
I might not. Nah, what's going on?
So
you got the Velcro junks over there? You scrap your Velcro over in the morning when you get up?
They sell that for adults?
Like, yeah, they do.
Wow.
So, like, that might not be okay. But don't get me wrong. You might find somebody like that. They could be just coming from work, and they might just bought a pair of little cheap shoes, but got a whole big old house and wardrobe on the other end. So you kind of gotta just weigh your options and just see where it goes sometimes, because you might meet the man of your life or your dreams, or a woman.
So you do think that it's best to feel people out a little bit sometimes?
I feel like it is. I definitely feel like that, because I might walk around during the week and be super bummy, but when I go out, I want to turn up. I want to look really nice.
Right.
But somebody might see me in my bummy status, like,
and think that this is all you have to offer.
She always got on sweatpants and hair pulled back, and somebody might, like, nah, I'm not into that. But then you see me out in public, and you change your mind. Whoo! You just seen me the other day. We was at the grocery store, remember? Yeah, the same chick with my hair tied. Yeah, that was me.
So what do you think of some things that, from the gate, if you saw, you wouldn't be willing to deal with?
My main thing is, like, nasty teeth. That is, like, a big pet peeve for me. Like, the teeth dirty, or you look like you don't brush your teeth at all.
Or like you've been chewing on
That bothers me. And bad breath.
Yeah.
It bothers me. It really, really does. And musk.
Oof.
Deodorant people.
So you wouldn't
They sell it for, like, they got a 99-cent thing of deodorant at Walgreens. The travel size, if you can't afford it. Like.
So you wouldn't be willing to deal with the funky crotch?
No. No, Ken. Nobody should.
All right, so moving on to number 5. And again, these are the top 10 steps to leave him or her finally. Mm-hmm. Do not expect to be happy immediately. So the reason so many people rebound and get right into a bad situation or just another breakup is because they expect to be happy with someone else the minute that they leave their relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's just not realistic.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
Yeah, it is.
So you really think that you're supposed to be happy in another relationship the day you leave?
Yeah, I do.
No, this was an analogy that I thought about with it. Like, it's kind of like when you're repainting your room. You have to move out all the furniture before you start to paint that room. You're not just going to start throwing paint on the walls while everything is still there. You're not going to do that, right? Or cleaning up a room. The room has to be dirty before you're going to really clean it up. So, come on now. Like, you can't just get into a situation that you're not ready for at the end of the day.
But when you go through a breakup, that's what you're looking for. You always look for somebody that's just going to make you happy immediately, to try to help you forget. That's what happens.
I think you have to give yourself time.
There's no such thing.
To be
we ain't got nothing but time on our hand, Ken. Like, people just want to be happy. People want to feel loved or whatever, You want companionship.
But think about it like this. If you're getting out of a relationship that has just been bad, everything about this relationship has been toxic, you were stuck in it, and you've just managed to finally leave this situation, why would you jump directly the next day into someone else's arms before giving your time to heal?
Excuse me, y'all. And he just might be the same way.
Exactly.
That would be bad. Imagine that.
So that's why you want to feel things out and let yourself heal before I'm breaking through to you.
That would be so bad, though.
I just broke through.
Did you?
A little bit. And don't forget, you guys can give us a call as we're working through this top 10 at 804-915-5202. And also, feel free to tweet us and Instagram us with the hashtag.
Yeah, definitely. And we're on Facebook. My Facebook name is I Am Pumpkin Green.
Mine is It's KenBarbie, and this one is with a Z.
What? You changed it?
Did it change? Oh, no, Facebook made me change it because they say It wasn't my first name. So now it just says KenBarbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
Yeah, hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm wonderful, and I'm actually 51 years old. I've been in some very, I guess you could say, failed relationships in life. I'm not currently married.
Okay.
And I'm not out looking for anyone.
Okay.
But one thing for certain, two things for sure. I never heard you mention God. Where does he come into the picture? We're trying to connect to people without getting connected to God.
That's a good point.
We definitely need that.
But we actually have 4 more numbers to go, so he can creep in a little bit somewhere.
But I don't preach. But I've watched and learned that people are so busy to find a solution of happiness in another being when they don't realize they are a being on purpose. And when they get lined up with their purpose with God, then people will attract to them. That's the law of attraction. You got to be loved before you be loved.
All right.
And that's what Jesus is, yeah.
That's right. Thank you so much for calling us.
All right, God bless y'all. Have a great night.
Same to you. Pumpkin. Pumpkin, you have to allow Jesus first before you decide to jump in it, girl.
We talk about this all the time. We talk about this all the time.
No, but seriously, that was a really good point because you
it is a good point. That's why, nobody ever thinks about that though. Like when you're going through your moments and you're going through your breakups and everything, you don't think about getting up unless you go to church every Sunday anyway. You don't think about God and church until you're going through something really, really bad. And like when you go through a breakup, the first thing you think, I just gotta go to church. I gotta find me a man in church that go to church. He gonna treat me so much better, but it's not about that, but it's about actually having God in your life. Both of y'all. I bet it can work too.
And even if you're not religious or spiritual, it's also just finding yourself and being strong in yourself. Don't just jump from one relationship to the next because that's not going to solve any problems. It's actually going to create more.
Yeah. Hello, thanks for calling. Set the TV down, please.
Okay. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I have a question. This is the question. If you meet someone and a gentleman and he starts out telling you that he want to take things slow and get to know one another and so on and so forth, and yet after a couple days of talking to him, he's already calling me baby. He's already talking about he want to see me soon, right away, and all that kind of stuff. How should I handle that? Because I'm one that had most recently got out of a relationship. I'm not really looking to jump back in a relationship.
Yeah.
How do you handle someone like that? Should I still take him slow or push back or kind of move with the flow?
I'm the type that I'd run.
Thank you for calling. I'm going to answer your question. I don't think running is necessarily the answer.
Run, Ken.
Don't run.
Ken, if you're not going to be calling me baby and want to know where I'm at every 5 minutes. And
well, she didn't say that.
But she might be.
I feel like it's a few different ways to handle it. First and foremost, if you have had this conversation where he's saying he did want to take it slow and so forth, you might want to remind him like, hey, I thought we were taking this thing slow. You coming on just a little bit too strong. So maybe we should just slow it down a little bit until we're both comfortable. Or
some people like to be called baby within a couple of days, though. It just makes them feel good.
It's a little unnatural, though. It seems so forced.
Really?
It does. I'm not your baby yet. You don't even care about me.
So does that matter? Because I say it all the time.
I think people get pet names and things a little bit too early.
Listen. I baby and boo you all day long.
Don't boo me 2 weeks in.
I boo, because I'm not honey, your boo. I baby, all that. But that's just general talking. Look, I sell stuff. So my customers like it when I call them
That's not
boo
the same,
baby.
though.
I'm just saying. It is.
But there's also another way to handle that situation too, and I've actually had to deal with that myself recently. If maybe you're entertaining someone, because we all like to talk to people after we just get out of a relationship. We just want to feel some type of attention. So if they're coming on strong and they're flirting and you're really not in their headspace yet because you're not over whomever else you were dealing with, it's all in your response sometimes. If you're not really giving that response back and you're being pretty direct, like they're coming at you flirting and you just giving general responses back, that's also a pretty clear indication, and it may work as well.
But it might just be making her uncomfortable too. Like, like she said, I just got out of a relationship.
Exactly.
She's not ready to hear all that yet. Matter of fact, she might not even be believing that he's serious with what he's saying. She might be sitting back thinking, "Dang, like, what you trying to do?"
And you know what? Probably not, because a lot of times when we get out of relationships, we don't believe anything that no one says. If that relationship ended bad,
like,
you can tell me that your mother died and take a picture of her in the casket, and I'm going to tell you, peel back her eyelids and let me see, because I don't believe you.
That's just bad. That's so bad.
But no, that's just an example of, you don't want to hear that right now. You don't believe all of the good stuff. So let him know he needs to slow it down and take his time at the end of the day.
Yes.
Whether that's the direct approach or even just showing it in your actions.
You can definitely open up to him and just tell him, let's chill. Because he might be a good man. I don't want to run him off.
Right, he might be a
I'm
cat.
saying
He might mean it.
When I said run for your life, that's what I would do.
Now see, some of us have been scorned from time to time. So we don't believe stuff like that. But it's okay to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and just see what happens.
Yeah.
Alright, jumping back into the top 10. Number 4. And Pumpkin, you need to hear this. Allow yourself to be lonely. So, I know a lot of people who say that they don't want to get out of a relationship or they don't want to move on because they're pretty much scared of being by themselves and alone. But just look at it like this. If you're unhappy, eventually this situation is going to go away. So you're going to be lonely. It's going to suck. But at the end of the day, at one point it won't suck anymore and you won't be lonely anymore. It's just something that comes along with the package.
It's not going to suck
at all. It will.
Call up one of your friends. Log on to a dating site. I mean, I put a post up about that today.
A date? You really go for
Oh my God.
Sites. You really do.
Yes. I logged on to a dating site, right? And a couple people that knew me was like, what are you doing over here? So I was like, okay, I'm going to log off because obviously I don't belong, but y'all
We're
do.
not necessarily in the same boat to be free to do things like
They're
that.
just like, why are you here? Like, promoting.
Lies.
Hey, watch my show tonight.
What were you
TV.
promoting exactly?
Yeah, listen to the P show.
Were you promoting Cooch?
Check out Dirty Laundry. No, not at all. Celebrity Status Juice, y'all log on there. Like, I'm just seriously, I mean, maybe it's just not for everybody.
Right. I think
But it's not okay to be lonely.
It is. It's a lot better.
I don't feel like that. Loneliness causes people to kill themselves, commit suicide, and do crazy things, like go burn down his house. I need you to be around a supportive group of friends, family, whatever, to help you get through it.
I don't agree with that. I mean, yes, you can do that from time to time, but I think the best way to get over a crappy relationship to get to the next is to allow yourself time to be alone and be lonely and get to know yourself for a second before you want to get to know someone else.
No.
So you're just not willing to ever be alone.
No.
It's nothing wrong with being alone.
Okay, Ken, so be alone.
I feel like this. It's a lot better to be alone and actually lonely than to be in a relationship with someone and still feel lonely because it's bad for you.
You might as well not be in that relationship.
Exactly.
I agree with that, but you still should have some type of friends or something going on in your life to keep you busy and keep your mind going. Instead of just sitting around looking at the walls.
You make
lonely,
it sound so bad.
Dead to the world.
I mean, but that loneliness doesn't always have to be sitting at the wall ready to cry every 5 minutes. It could be.
But you just might do that.
But that's when you start to do things that you enjoy. I mean, do some work. Get work. Work? Do you not enjoy your work? You don't enjoy that?
Everybody don't enjoy their work. I enjoy my work, you're right, but everybody doesn't enjoy their work.
Find something productive. How about that?
Just find something to get a hobby. Hobby Lobby is right off of up in Short Pump. I go there, go to Hobby Lobby. You can find a hobby in Hobby Lobby.
You can. Hobby Lobby just got some free advertising.
Yeah, they did.
You're welcome.
Now everybody's like, what is Hobby Lobby?
Right.
Google.
So number 3. Distance yourself immediately. So, I mean, the temptation to do the slow fade away might not be that great in the beginning. But in the long run, it's going to be much easier to move on if you just immediately cut off that person and don't try to slowly back off. I feel like if you realize it's toxic and that you have to leave, it's time to cut every single corner. I'm unfollowing you on Facebook, Instagram, all of that.
Nah.
Why?
I'm I'ma be nosy. I'm logging on to my friend's account, your mama account, your sister account. I want to see what you're doing. I'm nosy.
You have to cut everything off. That means no more harmless.
I might log into your account.
That's stalking. And I think you can actually catch a charge for that.
Okay.
But that means no more harmless lunches, no more I miss you phone calls, emails, texts, none of that. Just resist the urge to have this person there because
it just happens though.
It can if you allow it. But you have control over everything that happens. That just happens.
Yeah. How do you turn down lunch, Ken?
It's possible.
A good lunch date? Like, how do you do that? How do you turn down happy hour?
I feel like you have to take some me time and exit everything off with this person.
Stage left?
Whatever left, right, wherever you gotta go. Just get away. And once you've done that, maybe after some time, you can sit back and think if you guys can hang out and maybe be friends because now you're over the situation.
Now, can you do it on the low?
Do what on the low?
Just stay on the low.
So you're saying still deal with them, just no one knows about
low.
Where? No. Because that doesn't, we're trying to get you over the situation, not everybody else. So, I mean, maybe at some point you guys can be friends. But if you start to be friends and when y'all are going out to lunch, it still ends with you guys arguing and a reminder as to why you're not there anyway, cut them off completely.
That always happens, though.
All the time.
When you go out with an ex, it's just a whole conversation of, well, remember when you did this? Remember when you did that?
Right, just
like, why y'all even doing this right now? Why did y'all even decide to go out?
Right.
Yeah, so maybe you shouldn't.
Alright, number 2. And again, these are the top 10 steps to finally leave him or her. Number 2 is fake it until you make it. So look, give yourself a few days to live in your grief. I mean, get your pint of ice cream, watch your little sappy movies with your friends and drown yourself in your feelings. But on the 3rd day, it's time to rise again, girl. It's time to stand up and move on. Like, I mean, do whatever you need to do to feed your body or nourish your spirit, whatever you want to call it. Just get up and go out. Get excited. Just make yourself happy because in the long run, whether you're pretending to be happy or over the situation, eventually that's going to be your reality because you've put yourself in that mindset. So I feel like you just need to fake it until you get there. So you want to stay and drown in your feelings?
Yeah. Let me cry.
And you can do that for a few days or so. It's nothing wrong with that. But at what point do you get up?
You don't. You just cry and you cry and you cry. Till you can't cry no more.
No. I feel like if you fake the happiness will again eventually become as natural as you looking at the next fine person that's walking by.
Look, people. I feel like there is nothing wrong with being sad.
It's not, but...
And dealing with whatever you're going through. Like, I don't know. I just have different ways of dealing with pain. I do. I really do.
Well, don't get me wrong.
I feel like...
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
No, I need the people to hear this. Don't fake it. Like, seriously, let it out. Let it all out because you're going to feel better. But get closure.
How do you get closure, Pumpkin?
You got to get closure. Talk to the person. You need to talk to the
person.
No,
you don't.
No, forget you. Okay? Listen. You have to talk to the person that you just broke up with or whatever you're planning to do.
That is suicide.
To get closure. You need closure. You gotta have closure. I need closure.
There's a difference between closure and an excuse to keep in contact and have another conversation.
That's not an excuse to have a conversation to get closure.
For some people it is.
So when do you get closure, Ken?
You should have gotten closure when you decided that you guys were breaking up.
That doesn't really happen like that because that's how people end up getting back together because they never got closure. They end up getting back together. But if you get to that point and you talk it out and you're like, look, we are on 2 different pages. You know, we're going in 2 different directions in our life. This just can't work. You know, and we both agree to it. That's closure. But if you got one person that's sitting there like, I know this can work. I know this can work. I mean, I don't care what nobody says. This can work. And you're in a relationship by yourself, it's not fair. You need that closure. You need it.
It's
possible. Okay. You need it.
I'm okay. He is okay. All right, number one, and these are the top 10 steps to finally leave him or her. Never look back. So, say this out loud to yourself.
Right.
We cannot be friends. And keep practicing it until you can finally say this to your ex-mate and really let the situation go. So don't fool yourself into thinking that the situation may have been differently if you did something or if you go back and do something differently, because it's not. Don't ever get into a situation where you finally let go of it and now you're still sitting there thinking back like, well, I remember when this happened. It was pretty good when we did this, or it wasn't that. He didn't cheat on me that bad because he only kissed her. Like, don't do that. Like, just don't look back. It might be hard in the beginning, but after a while, you should be at a point where you can not look back on this relationship and you can live in the present, not the past.
Now, Ken, I look back all the time.
And what do you get out of looking back, Pumpkin?
I look back at it. No.
Oh.
No, I get out of, when you look back and reflect, it's called reflecting, Ken. When you reflect on certain situations, sometimes you need that. That's a part of closure. You know, it might be good situations or bad, but sometimes when you sit back and you think about that good stuff, it'll make you go back. The good.
And that's why you shouldn't look back. You just proved my point.
Yeah, you be thinking about them dates at Sweet Frog.
What?
I'm just saying.
Stop giving these people free promo.
You know, seriously, like, I guess you can't. I guess you're right. You can't look back, but
you shouldn't look back. It's only going to make you miss it.
It's hard.
It is, but
not that easy.
That's why you keep yourself occupied.
Yeah, you definitely got to stay busy. I feel like with any breakup that you need to stay busy and you need to shoot. It might help you focus on following some dreams you had that you never thought you could. It might be a time where you were actually. Maybe you spent so much time focusing on your relationship that you haven't spent as much time with your kids. Maybe you're going to spend more time with your kids or whatever. Like, shop online. You know, go online, get your credit card, and buy a bunch of stuff.
We don't want you to get in debt. But, it may be healthy to do a little bit of shopping for some people.
Yeah, go online, buy everything you want. Send it back after you get it. Before the days run out. But as you buy stuff.
Alright, before we run out of time, I do want to read some of these hashtag comments we got because we definitely appreciate you guys chiming in.
And the hashtag is
time to go. So Denise _2_O says, when y'all haven't seen or talked to each other for 5 days or almost weeks, time to go. I agree. If I haven't talked to you in days.
Yeah, if I haven't seen you in days, like what? Why?
All right, and another one we got from Bossy Bree. She states, when you catch him on dating sites, hashtag time to go. Oh yeah,
everybody on the dating site.
Even if you're in a relationship?
It's people on there that are married.
Let me tell you something. If we're in a relationship and I catch you on a dating site, you're going to need it because now it's over.
It's people on dating sites is married people. Trust me.
And that's not okay. So how would you feel?
I check it out.
How would you feel if your mate was on a dating site?
I don't have a mate.
If you did.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God. You really had to make that announcement.
Maybe we both on the dating site.
Alright, another one. Prissy and Pump says, when you see them calling and damn is the first words out of your mouth, time to go.
Cause you mad.
Oh, because you're annoyed that they're calling you. I agree with that.
You're just like, damn, like, why are you calling me?
All right, and one more. When you meet his mother and find out that his room is the dining room on top of that comforter made out of a blanket in his bed frame, watch your step. Time to go. That sounds a little bit personal.
Somebody got some stuff going on.
Somebody's living with their mother in the living room. Alright, but of course we can't get to all of the comments tonight, but we definitely appreciate you guys chiming in on any of our topics, and even to you guys who called in.
Yeah.
It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. And what do we have in store for next week? I can't wait. It got to be as juicy as everything else.
We're gonna keep it on the low until a little bit closer, but
Definitely got to keep it on the
we have
low.
a slight idea.
Ken, don't be tasteless.
Insider.
So, hey, you guys, you make sure you check us out. Actually, we're taking a break from radio this weekend, so don't log on to thebshow.com Saturday from 12 to 2. We'll be back on April 5th.
April 5th.
Yes.
We have some news in regards to that. There's definitely some big things going on with the P show.
Big things. And log on to celebritystatusjewels.com. Check out the jewelry and follow me on Instagram, The Makings of P, and Twitter, The Makings of P. And I am Pumpkin Green on Facebook.
Yes.
Order something.
Something.
Ken,
Order.
are you ready for your big surprise?
I'm not even sure if it's a surprise anymore because so much has been thrown on about it. Hey, look at me when I say this.
You gotta call Mike.
Hey.
Oh, you might have to come over here because Mike over here today. You might have to come over here and get in the camera with me, Ken. It's okay. Just talking my camera, Ken. It's okay.
So this weekend is actually the big restock for Pretty Bitches by KenBarbie, which is my cosmetics line for those of you who don't know. We actually have a completely new look, an enhanced formula, so everything's pretty much a little bit different. All the same colors are coming back just with the enhanced formula and the new look, and we even have 2 new spring colors that I'm really excited about as well. So
What is it called?
Well, the first one is a blue that's called Girl Bad. There's a green, which is called Girl Wet. So they're my spring girls. That's what we're calling them.
All right.
All right, but those will be on sale this weekend. Maybe a little bit sooner because I've been getting pressed a lot by my pretty boos and supporters. So it may be a little sooner, but this weekend definitely.
I'm excited. I can't wait to get some new colors. My birthday party, me and Steph the Duff are celebrating at Aqua Lounge on Saturday, April 12th. And
Yes.
I'm expecting you to have a color to go with my dress.
I have something for everything, so.
You better. And I'm going to need something for my dress on the 16th, on my actual birthday.
You have first dibs.
Yes. On my actual birthday, Ken. Y'all make sure y'all come out to my party with Red Grant on April 16th at Richmond Funny Bone, and then also Aqua Lounge on April 12th. We're getting it in. 1718 East Main Street.
Of course, I'll be there too, so come party with us.
Yeah, because the only reason you should come is because Ken's going to.
I mean, that's not what I'm saying, but they want to party with both of us.
It's my birthday!
And you can cry if you want to. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at official KenBarbie, Twitter.
They always do, Ken. Always do. Let me borrow some of your followers.
And check me out at iskenbarbie.com, your #1 source of news and entertainment.
We really appreciate everybody's feedback and continue to watch us and support us every week.
Yes.
We love you guys.
So, at this party,
What we gonna do?
everything.
I'm gonna twerk.
Make sure y'all check P out tomorrow night at the Canal Lounge if you're in RVA.
Oh yes. Now I got a message and I'm just laughing. Sometimes you get messages and they just make you laugh. They just make you smile.
That ain't make me smile. No.
He gonna cuss you out.
I'm kidding. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in to Dirty Laundry. See you guys next week. Same time, same channel. Don't be stealing my moves.
I tried it.
You did good though. You did good.
Won't he do it?
Hallelujah.
You never brought God into the thing though.
He brought it in for me. See, God is a constant presence.
Yeah, somebody had to bring it in.